Hi everyone, I'm Lala Bad. Welcome. If you're new here, please take the time out to subscribe. Today, I'm making butter pecan cookies. You will need 1.5 heaping cups of pecan halves, 1 cup of unsalted butter or 2 sticks of butter melted and cooled for at least 10 minutes, 1 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar tightly packed, half a cup of sugar, 1 large egg and 1 egg yolk, room temperature preferred. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and half a cup of Heath toffee bits. All right, let's get started. First step is to preheat the oven to 350. You want to place your pecan halves on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper or steel pad like I have there. And you want to roast these pecans for about 3 to 5 minutes. Do set your timer because you will forget about them. They'll start to burn. You'll smell it and it'll be too late. So, and pecans are expensive. Let's be real. All right, in a stand mixer or in a bowl, if you're using a hand mixer, that's fine too. Add your brown sugar, and I believe that is 1.25 cups brown sugar and half a cup of sugar. Add your melted butter, the 2 sticks of melted butter that you probably put in the microwave like I did, and make sure it's cool though before you add it to the sugar. Mix that, and I don't know, for just till it's well mixed, and then add in your actually it's 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, and along with the 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Mix that well. And yes, it's melted butter. It's a different recipe, and I don't hate it. I didn't know, I wasn't sure on how the cookie would be, but it was really, really good. All right, in a separate bowl, I'm using a sifter. You do not have to do this. I just like to make sure that all my ingredients are mixed really well, and this helps. You want to add your flour. That's 3 cups of flour, all purpose. 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of your baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Add that to the flour. If you don't have a sifter, I'll show you another way to mix all these dry ingredients. It's with a whisk, yeah. I just did it. I do both. To be honest with you, I do both because I really, really like my dry mix to be mixed, because it doesn't really have a chance to get that mixed in when you throw it with the wet ingredients, if that makes any sense. If you've ever bit into a chunk of baking powder, then you know what's up. All right, so add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, a cup at a time. And then, of course, you hopefully by now you've taken the pecans out and they've been cooled. But add in the half a cup of Heath toffee bits, and then add in your 1.5 cups of pecan halves that have been roasted. I'm doing it slowly, but it's getting in there. I'm making sure that you mix the chunky ingredients like the pecans and the toffee bits really, really well. I use a I don't know, a scraper, and I kind of just make sure that it's all incorporated and there's nothing left behind. Use a tablespoon, or I use like these tablespoon ice cream scoopers. I use ice cream scoopers for baking because you just get an even cookie. And place that on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper or, again, steel pad. And your oven should be already preheated. And make your cookies. Yeah, bake them. You want to bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes. I made a total of, I think, like 40 because I used a small scoop. But if you use a bigger scoop, you're going to get less. If you make, even if you were to roll them out a little bit bigger, you know, you're going to get less. But that's the cookie. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. These were a hit. Everyone loved them. I hope you try it. Let me know in the comments if you do. All right, bye.